You've probably heard recently in the news about honeybee losses, and we're really concerned because our most nutritious crops are also most dependent on pollination. But when you go to the grocery store, I bet you don't really see a difference in the availability of fruits and vegetables. And this is because non-honey producing wild bees are picking up the slack. They're currently serving as pollination insurance against honeybee decline. And so we have to understand how to keep these fragile wild bees healthy. Or we might face a situation where we have empty produce sections of the grocery store. For my thesis, I'm studying 3 factors that affect wild bee health in agriculture. First, we're looking at pesticides. We're also looking at floral resources in the diet. So just like having a more nutritious and varied diet makes you feel healthier, we think it can impact bees. And we're looking at human changes to landscapes, such as deforestation, which could change wild bee habitats. I chose to put mason bees inside of apple orchards for my research. And we did this because the proclivity of mason bees is related to the wild bee community. So they're a great representative of wild bees inside of apple. And the other great thing about mason bees is they nest inside of stems. So I'll just move over for you. To your left, you can see one of these stems that we put out in the apple orchards. And then we analyze the bee-collected pollen for pesticide content and also for floral resources. So we looked at what plants were there to get an idea of the diet. And then we let these little white eggs that you see on these pollen balls develop. And then we were able to count the number of offspring produced and weigh them. And that gave us an idea of wild bee health. Finally, we assessed human changes to landscape using satellite imagery. And we found some really exciting results. So as pesticide toxicity in the pollen increased, bee weight decreased. In the future, we really want to target specific pesticides that were the worst for bees and try to avoid spraying them in apple. We also found that mason bees are collecting more than just apple pollen. So having alternative floral resources in and around the apple orchards will be essential for bee health. And as far as landscape goes, we found that open areas around these apple orchards are really important for bees. So things like meadows and pastures correlate with healthier and heavier bees. Reducing pesticides inside of crops, increasing alternative floral resources in those crops, and preserving open habitats around the crops will help to improve mason bee health and the health of wild bees they represent, ensuring that your grocery store stays full, or the produce section of your grocery store stays chock full of delicious fruits and vegetables in the future. Thank you.